I'm sure all of us are grappling with all of the effects of the coronavirus and our uncertainties at this time, and especially trying to absorb the news of this email and our shul closure for this Shabbat. It's not an easy thing to do. We do so with a very, very heavy heart and with tears in our eyes, but with the confidence and the emunah that this should be the best outcome for our community and that we should be extra davening at home and extra tehillim at home and extra Torah learning at home to make up for what we've lost in our shul and to truly protect life at all costs and to make sure that we are safe. I'd just like to share a brief word of Torah and Chizuk before Shabbat with all of you that perhaps frames this issue and this time a little bit. In our Parsha, we learned that Moshe Rabbeinu threw down and broke the Luchos on his way down from Har Sinai after seeing the Chet HaEgel in front of his eyes. And while the Pasuk says Vayashlech, as if he deliberately threw the Luchos, and even though Chazal imply in the Gemara that he deliberately threw the Luchos, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu congratulated him for it, nonetheless, certain Rishonim and certain Midrashim indicate that Moshe didn't deliberately throw the Luchos, but he dropped the Luchos because they became too heavy for him to carry. The problem with this theory is that if you look a little bit later in the Parsha, after Moshe Rabbeinu carves the second set of Luchos and tries to go up to Hashem to be able to have him engrave those Luchos, the Pasuk says, Vayashke Moshe baboker, Vayal Har Sinai. He grabbed the Luchos that he just carved out and he walked up the mountain to Har Sinai. If they were too heavy for him to hold on the way down and he dropped them, then how on earth did he have the strength to be able to go up the mountain and to be able to carry them up, which seems to be a more difficult task? The Rav explained that there is one major difference between Moshe Rabbeinu on the way down and Moshe on the way up. On the way down, after being informed of the Chet HaEgel, Moshe was deflated, he was empty, he was disheartened. He saw, according to Chazal, the letters of the Luchos flying up into the sky, eliminating the possibility of Torah being implanted within our people. He had no strength because he had no inner strength. His physical strength was related to his strength of spirit, which he simply didn't have at that time. But on the way up the mountain, after being informed that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would forgive the Jewish people and give them a new chance, he was filled with renewed sense of mission and renewed sense of hope in the future of the Jewish people and renewed inner resilience and inner strength, which also translated to his strength on the outside to be able to carry the Luchos up the mountain. We all carry heavy burdens with us through life. Especially at this time, we as a community carry the heavy burden of our shul closure this Shabbos, of so many activities being canceled, of the fear of the coronavirus and the uncertainties of our time. But we must know and must understand that so much of our physical strength and ability to make it through these difficult times is related to our inner strength. It's related to the hope that we can feel. And one of the main key ingredients and key tools to inspiring ourselves on the inside with hope and with calm and with resilience is the fact that we have each other. The fact that we can rely on each other. The fact that we can, maybe not physically, but imaginatively hold each other's hands through this time with a phone call, with a message, with a word, with an idea, with sharing of spiritual side and sharing of relationships. Perhaps we can strengthen each other to be able to get through this time in the best way that we know how. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom with much health and much happiness and much security. May we only hear Besoros Tovos. May Hashem answer all of our tefillos. May we, like Moshe Rabbeinu, gain the chizuk and the strength to be able to climb up the mountain, carrying those heavy luchos, carrying the heavy burdens on our shoulders, with much strength and hope in our future that will be bright and will be beautiful in no time. Keni Yiratzon, may it be the will of Hashem. We wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.